Hi, it's Robbie from Southern California, and today we're going to go inside and we're going to do a project that is so easy, so fun, and so cheap that you're going to make your hummingbirds happy. Yes, I've been using umbrellas, but you know what? Years ago we could get them cheap. Now they want like 10 bucks for a tiny umbrella. When we can make something that's even better than an umbrella, and this will give them lots of shelter. You can make it just simply where it's protecting them, giving them security because it's covered in plants, and giving them some shade. Or we can do one more step. I'm going to go inside and show you this, where we can now protect the feeders from the rain. When anytime you get a little water on there, it ruins the hummingbird nectar. Well, this will be protected and give them great shelter from the sun, from the rain, as well as making them feel protected because they feel like they're inside a plant. Let's go get this done because I know your hummingbirds are going to appreciate it just like mine do. So we're going to go ahead and make a cover for our hummingbird feeders. And it's not just the ones I use, but even the hummingbird feeders you use that the hummingbirds are really going to enjoy. Not only is it going to look really beautiful, but it will be very functional. They love the covers because it gives them that protection that nothing can see them from above. On top of that, it's going to shade out a lot of the sun, especially in the hot summer. And if we do it the way I'm going to show you here, you will also be able to keep your hummingbird feeders dry from the rain. Now, it's very simple. Go get yourself some plastic flowers. You only need 2. And I like to pick them out where they have multiple stems, as shown here. Color, type of flower, doesn't matter. Even if it's red, don't worry about it. The hummingbirds won't mind. They may check it out once or twice, see, oh, it's just plastic, and then they'll go on their merry way and feed out of your feeder. But it might also attract them a little more. Now I'm going to zip tie, as shown here, the 2 flowers together. Now each one is sold separate. You can get them at Dollar Tree, Walmart, Target. Everybody sells plastic flowers. You only need 2, but you could always get 3 or 4 if you want. Actually, it would be 4 if you wanted to make it thicker. But I found here 2 works perfect for me. I'm going to zip tie the 2 center long stems together, as shown. And try to use more than just 2 zip ties. I'm very much a person of 3. In case one breaks, or then you still have 2 holding it. So use 3, but you can use 4. And zip ties are so cheap. Isn't that beautiful? Now, we're going to go ahead, and I think I'm going to put a couple more zip ties here. Like I said, the more the merrier. It's better off to have more in case they do snap in the hot sun. But usually zip ties last a good year. For this, hot glue I don't think would be that good, but you could use bread ties or wire if you want, or even a string or yarn if you wanted to tie them together and you don't have zip ties. Painter's tape would work as well, that green frog tape, but I think this just looks neater and cleaner. And again, add as many zip ties as you want. You can get a whole bag usually for about $1. Now for rain protection, a plate or maybe the saucer from a flower pot, which I'm going to use here. Now you can use a bigger one if you want. I use a small one, probably about 7 inches across. Anything you want. If you don't have a lot of rain or you've got it sitting, let's say, under a patio, then you don't need to do this. Then you just can add on the wire. But I have mine out there, so when it rains, they do get wet. And I figured I would go ahead and put the plate. Notice the plate will be pointed down. We don't want this saucer to fill with water and start spilling. This way it will just go over the side. Now, what does the plate or the saucer do? It adds extra shade protection. Not only looks pretty, especially I like the saucer. That's why I went with the green one. It came from a flower pot. But it protects the feeders from getting wet from the rain. If they get wet and the formula inside or the nectar, that you've got gets wet, it will dilute it and the hummingbirds will not drink it. So if you've ever had your feeders out, started to rain, and then the hummingbirds come by and then they leave and they won't feed, it's because the formula inside that you made or even bought diluted down and they'll leave. Now we're just going to take wire, and I got this wire at Walmart. It's a garden wire, but you can use any wire you want. I went ahead and I wrapped it. You saw I curled the end so it wouldn't be sharp. And now I'm making a hole in the saucer here. Let's call it a plate. And that is all there is to it. Is that beautiful? It even kind of cleans up your mess underneath with all the flowers twisted together. Gives it a really nice finished look. So you've got the wire now wrapped around the center of the flowers, just around the center there. Then you bring the wire through And now you have a place to hang. Now I'm taking some zip ties and I'm going to continue to put the zip ties. We need 2 holes now. I'm using my soldering iron. When hot, quickly goes through and makes the holes needed. And you want to bring the zip tie through and attach it to the silk or plastic flowers that you're using. Plastic is better. It holds up really good. Silk flowers, they kind of fizzle out a little bit, but the plastic is wonderful. So we're going to attach the stem with the zip tie, just as shown here. And you can use the scissors to cut it. I'm using a little pliers. It works really good. That's all there is to it. And we're going to put a few of them there so it's nice and straight and it won't kind of flap in the wind. So you want to make sure it's holding on really good. And it doesn't matter what part of the flower, since the flowers are completely, or I should say the plant, the plastic plant that you're using is already strapped together. So you can use any of the stems there and just attach the zip tie really good. Pull it really taut and then cut it. It's going to look professional. It's going to look like something you bought in the store. Isn't this beautiful? Now we've got a hook on the bottom of the saucer. And we've got a hook just above the plate. So we can hook it somewhere or wrap it or twist it around wherever you're hanging it. And you've got the place on the bottom to go ahead and hang your hummingbird feeder. Is this not beautiful? Same thing here, like I did on the other side. I curl the tip really tight. This way it's not sharp, so nobody's going to get caught on it. But you could also put a little bit of from a hot glue gun right on the tip where you did the cut. But you probably won't need it. As you can see, I kind of wrapped it really tight and it worked perfect. Isn't this beautiful? We're ready to hang it outside. So there it is. I hung it on the pole. Oh, these birds. I put my camera out there for 20 minutes and they were all over my camera. They have knocked it down. They have blocked it. They have changed the settings on it. What can I do? I have to sit out there quietly and do it otherwise. And I do that many times too. But I really hope you enjoyed this. The birds all love it. It gives them such a sense of security. Look at that. It's like they're in a tree feeding. This is why a lot of them come to anything that's covered. Notice the umbrella to the right. It's a little faded and it does get dirty. It has to be hosed off with plastic flowers. You take a hose and bam, you've washed it right off. And I think the birds feel really secure with it. Plus, to be honest, I think it just looks beautiful. So I'm hoping I'm giving you ideas for your birds, and you can do this with wild bird feeders as well. You know I've done that. But the hummingbirds really appreciate that cover because if a hawk flies over, even sometimes bigger birds they don't like, they've got that sense of security. And I think a big thing right now is with summer here, it really keeps the heat down. In other words, they have all that shade from the flowers that are hanging over and the leaves. And you can pick out any flower to your liking, anything your heart desires to make it look beautiful. So when you look outside your window like I do, you see those beautiful flowers and all those beautiful birds enjoying themselves feeding off the nectar you made them, which is 1/4 cup of white granulated sugar and 1 cup of water. Mix well, put a little bit out at a time if you only have a few birds, and store the rest in the fridge for about 5 days. With that, have a wonderful day. Don't forget to eat what you grow, and don't forget to help the hummingbirds out because I know they totally love the idea of finding beautiful feeders to use to come in and get that drink when they can't find enough nectar around in the area. And when they fly by and see that, they will make a dive bomb. And just to say here, these are the Walmart ones I use. No, I am not sponsored by them. I only show things that I use and love, and this is the ones I love. I do make the hole a little bit bigger. I've got videos on that using my soldering iron. But this way the orioles can feed. Making it too big, you will have the bees sometimes come in, but I try to accommodate as many of the animals around here as possible. So this is just so gorgeous. I'm going to sit back and watch. And if you want to see the full 20 minutes, I literally left the raw footage of the birds coming in on the other channel that Justice Bird stuff called Hummingbirds Plus on YouTube. That's with an S, Hummingbirds Plus. So I'm going to sit back and watch. And I'm going to hope that you make covers for your hummingbird feeders too. Bye-bye. This is so beautiful.